Promise I'd do leg day. But yo, welcome back. Part 6. But this one should be the finished, because I'm gonna do some more stuff in the engine bay off camera, bring you to it real quick, and then we'll do the shifter. And I actually just put the drive shaft in. So good news, it fits. Bad news, the rear pinion yoke doesn't have the grooves cut out in it for the caps of the U-joint to sit on. I'll show you that later. But the drive shaft fits perfectly as far as length. I hope it's balanced and not crooked, and I have no issues with it, because don't want to have to buy another drive shaft. But we'll see. One thing I wanted to point out real quick, because I'm about to have to go get my son. I just want to say it before I forget it. Look at my variety of lower radiator hoses. One of the big things I see on the internet is people asking, what will fit my car? You're doing stuff that you're putting something that never came in something into something. You see what I'm saying? So you got to just be resourceful, go on ahead and figure it out yourself. This is what I do every single swap. If you're well seasoned like me, you can just gauge, you can sit here and picture, okay, that kind of has that curve to that, and go in the back if they let you at O'Reilly's or at Vato Zone or wherever you go, and just pick out hoses that you think, you might, that got the shape you need. Literally, the first one I pulled out of my box will be the one that I use. So I'll put this is the part number, but I'm gonna nip it about right there, and this will be the hose I use. And I'm gonna take all those back and get my $5,000 back. Got an air filter. I got some adapters just to see, because I really want to keep. So from the mufflers to the tailpipes, I want to keep. So I just got to figure out from the header collector to the mufflers, and it's like 2.5 inch pipe welded to 2.25 inch pipe. It's funky under there, but we'll get more into that later in the video. I'm hoping in this video, as long as I don't have any setbacks like I did in the last video where I had to move the engine and I wasted all that time swapping the intake and blah blah. Another thing that I realized last night, when I showed you guys the tablet and I ran the codes, and I was telling you about how it was giving me the transmission codes, the torque converter one I wasn't worried about. But if you guys remember on the tablet, the trans temperature, I pointed it out, it said a -11. That obviously was wrong. So last night I was like, that has nothing to do with like the trans being bad. That's something electrical. So that most likely the cause of that was the plug on the main harness plug down there on the side of the transmission. I don't think I had it plugged in all the way, and I pulled it off, and I got it plugged all the way in now. I just haven't checked anything yet. But I'm gonna do this radiator hose real quick, then I have to go get my son, and then I'll come back and I'll make this pretty on there, and then I'll move on to the drive shaft. And I need to get different U-joint straps. Let me see if I can get under there and show you real quick. Trying not to get all in the water. So drive shaft is in. That's plenty of space, and it'll actually it should come out a little bit more once I put the back end on the ground, because right now I got it jacked up, and when it goes up it pushes into the transmission. So laying it down should come back out a little bit more. But you have that much space. Don't worry about that gasket. You have from there to there, which that's plenty of back and up down. So when the rear end goes up, pushes in plenty, so it won't bottom out. But yeah, you can see the exhaust pipe is, I'm hoping that's 2.25. me being me, I didn't measure before I went and got adapters. I just guesstimated. But let me show you the issue back here. So I had the same exact problem with the last Camaro that got the same exact drive shaft. So obviously, see how it's just falling through? There's nothing holding it. There should be a groove right here where the cap rests on. And so I gotta get smaller U-joint straps. I think these are 1310 caps. I think it's a 1310 U-joint. I believe this is like a 1330 strap, something like that. But I'll get some different straps. But yeah, I might have to change this whole pinion yoke because last Camaro, this just kept falling out even if I had the right straps on it, and it just kept falling out. So of course, but everything's, you know, the exhaust, I'm probably gonna cut it, just cut all this pipe off. I might start cutting it here, and see what my X pipe that I have up in the attic, start mocking it up and see what all I need going on. But all I need to do, I need to hook up some type of exhaust because it's reading horribly from the O2s because there's no pipe right after the O2s. You need at least like 6 to 8 inches of pipe. There's only about like 2 inches from the rest of the collector. And then obviously drive shaft situation on the pinion yoke, and just hooked up the shifter plate, which that'll be really easy because that's only going to take like 2 things out of the package. But yeah, stop expecting everybody to give you all the part numbers that perfectly fit your swap, because it ain't gonna happen. It might happen here because that's what I do, but yeah, just go get a bunch of radiator hoses and see what works. But or get a metal coat hanger and bend it the way you need to. But all right, I'll see you guys later on, and once we get to the drive shaft stuff. All right, so with this smoky, you see it? You probably can't see it, but I'll get to the drive shaft in a second. But putting this ShiftWorks automatic changer outer to a 3-speed to a 4-speed, but the only things you will actually use, if I remember correctly, are, it's over here, is you would change out the shift gate, which goes right there. You have to drill out those holes. So you get your Christmas tree and drill those holes out. It's a little toasty right now, so I'm not trying too hard to get it out just yet. And then that's all you'll do up here is just swap this out. And then down on the transmission, you'll use, oh yeah, okay. You'll use this. It's for the actual throttle, it's that throttle cable, the shift cable. You use that and this. And this will bolt onto the transmission, and that's what clink, 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 clink does your shifting for you. But it's that simple. So let me finish this, and I'll talk to you about the drive shaft. All right, shifter is engaged. We got the new shift plate in there. I got it all lathered up with PB Blaster. It's pretty stiff. I really need the button because that's hard and that hurts. And there's no way the investor is going to be able to drive it like that. But I need to throw that back on like that. Change out the shift ordeal. And then slam that on like that. That'll be it. And then y'all remind me to do the lines on the fuel, the the fuel lines where I had to cut the zip ties and the wires are hanging down. You know what I'm talking about. Remind me to do that before I burn up those wires, then have to replace them, which wouldn't be a surprise. But let me show you the shifter on the underside. So I got, I believe, is a 32-inch cable from Shiftworks. It's a tad bit tight. That also might be the reason why the shifter is a little hard to operate, but I got it mounted, and that's all there is to it. It's a little, probably should have done the smaller, they're a little shorter. I think 32-inch, I think there's a 30-inch. They'd only give me two options, I don't remember. I got the longest one just in case, but that long one, this is the factory one, and it was the same length as this one, which this one's all kinds of funky. So I'm not sure why it's too tight. Maybe I need to go on the back side of the cross member. I don't know. It puts it in all the gears, so that's good enough for now. The drive shaft. So something that I had a brain fart on earlier when we were talking about it. So this is the factory U-joint that would have came in this car on the drive shaft that came in it. Now, let me grab the other one so I can show you the difference. Now, this one came with the drive shaft. Notice these clips are different. So the way this one that came with the drive shaft mounts into the back of the drive shaft is you knock it in and you put these clips, and that holds the U-joint in the drive shaft. This one, see how it has the groove in the cap? That one takes these clips, and the clips go over that groove. And this clip is what keeps this in the pinion yoke from sliding in and out. Remember I was talking about how this one needs the grooves in the pinion yoke so that it doesn't slide in and out? That yoke is set up for the U-joints with these clips, because the edge of these clips are what keep the slip yoke in the pinion yoke. Or not the slip yoke, the U-joint in the pinion yoke. So rather than me having to find 8 million different threads on how I can find the U-joint this size, but with these clips, with these clip caps, I'm just going to replace the pinion yoke because it's a trillion times easier. And I can put more thicker, you know, like your mom, thicker pinion yoke in there to accept bigger caps in case we ever do some crazy stuff with that rear end. But it's just way easier. Take the nut off the pinion yoke, pull that slip yoke off, put the new one on, and it comes with a new gasket, so, or seal. So I wasted my time punching this one out. I got to put this one back in. Of course, I probably messed it up somehow. And then we can put the drive shaft in, but that I have no idea. I got to get on Amazon and see how long it takes. Or maybe you're thinking, okay, put these caps on that. Well, you can't. See the difference? Shorter, longer. Won't work, trust me. I already tried. So, gotta take that back. You could, if you didn't want to change the pinion yoke, you could go through Google for about 8,000 hours and try to figure out which U-joint from what year model vehicle. Because at O'Reilly's, you can't just say, oh, you got a 1330 U-joint that's the clips. You have to, and that disappeared forever. Awesome. You have to give them a vehicle. So maybe I'll see how long a slip yoke would take. Or a slip yoke. I keep saying slip yoke. Slip yoke. This is slip yoke. Keep seeing how long, or I'll go see. Go see how long that bad boy. Oh, there it is. Oh. That's gone forever. How long that take to get here? Hopefully Amazon has one that could be here tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. But I also took, so the harness plug, let me show you, because that's what I'm about showing you. so you're not trying to figure it out in your head. The main harness plug. Oh, let's see if I can. That bad boy right there. You see it? I can't. I'm trying to make it brighter. Let's see. Hold on. That bad boy right there. So that's your main plug for the transmission harness, and I believe I just didn't have it pressed in all the way, and that's why I was getting horrible. Well, that's why I was getting the codes. Now that I'm done with the shifter and I know what's going on with the drive shaft, what I need to do, I'm going to hold on. Oh, hello, hi, sorry, hold on. I'm going to see, I'm gonna start it up, I'm gonna clear the codes, I'm gonna start it up and see how it runs. Oh, I still gotta zip tie that. Here's the radiator hose. Finished it. So it's pressed up, but nowhere near as bad as the one I had on it. But look at that fits perfect. I put this plastic piece on it that came with the other radiator hose so that it doesn't rub itself to death right there. But let's hook this up. I gotta grab my tablet, hold on. See if we got any codes. Oh boy, no codes. All right, let's start it, let it run for a minute. I can actually move it in and out of gear now. So I wonder if, oh yeah, and see? It's showing it's showing actual temperature. So that plug I knew it was electrical after I actually thought about it, because obviously it's showing -11 yesterday. Obviously that wasn't right, but. It was spinning in overdrive. But I gotta mess with that shifter because it's not, that shifter is all funky. I'm gonna have to mess with it. Let's see if we threw any more codes. Watch, it's gonna say shift solenoid A and B, garbage. And like I said, it doesn't have any exhaust pipe past the O2 sensor, so that's why it's still running kind of funky. Oh, wrong one. Oh, hell, Scoob. We ain't got no codes. Oh, buddy. We might be driving this bad boy as soon as I get the drive shaft set up. Oh, did y'all see the dome light? The dome light works. All right, it's getting too real. It's getting too good. Something bad's gonna happen. So next, I'm just gonna grab some exhaust pipe up there, throw it on, see how I need to do that. I still have to cut the old exhaust pipe off, but it's hitting about 8 o'clock here, so that might wait till tomorrow, but most likely Sunday, since it's supposed to rain a bunch tomorrow. I could put the hood back on. The issue is this fender, so it needs to come up. I need spacers, and see how off it is. This needs to come up. It needs to come up and out, because I gotta align those balls. But anyways, the slip yoke spins in overdrive, but you gotta put the weight of the car on the ground, and that'll let you know what's going down. But let me grab some exhaust pipe, and I'll see you guys whenever I got an update on something. How about that? So enjoy your popcorn. All right, so it is next day. It is Saturday, and just look at how bipolar Texas is. So the other day you saw me wiping my face off with a rag, and today completely clothed with a hoodie because it's chilly. But update on drive shaft situation. So I beat the heck out of that drive shaft to get this out in hopefully I didn't ruin the drive shaft, but I shouldn't have, because I've done that plenty of times, no issues. But being that's the cheap drive shaft that I had issues with last time, there's no telling if I made it worse or it already came bad, but we'll find out. So U-joint situation, I ordered two things. I ordered a whole new pinion yoke with the grooves cut out for the caps to sit in it, so that I can just put this U-joint right back in there and bolt it in. And then I ordered a conversion U-joint, which it has these clips that hold it into the drive shaft, but then it has the C clips that go on this end that mount to the pinion yoke, and I keep that pinion yoke. The drive shaft, or the U-joint, was $54, and the pinion yoke was $160. So whichever one doesn't fit, or whichever one works, is going to be the one that stays. So most likely it'll be the pinion yoke, because I have very low hopes that the conversion U-joint is going to do any good, because it's just it's like a Ford conversion U-joint that looked like it might fit. It didn't give me the best description on instructions and stuff, so pinion yoke's probably gonna be it. Today, all I can really do, I ordered exhaust pipe too. I ordered some 45. So I thought I had a whole 2.5-inch exhaust system kit up in the attic that I've had for years. Turns out I used most of it to fix the downpipes on the CUDA. So I ordered some 45-degree angle exhaust pipe, which will also be here tomorrow, Sunday, at the same time that the drive shaft stuff will be here. So maybe tomorrow we get to drive it, but I got to hook up the brake switch first, which I have a video on. So go back and watch that. But I'm going to hook this up real quick and try not to cut this video off before it gets too long, but we're pushing 30 minutes already. So trying to do as much stuff and then show you me doing it. That way we can finish this up without doing part 9 and 10, because we don't need this to run longer than Fast and Furious Saga has already, because you know how that's been going. But I'll be right back. All right, it is time to finish this video, because I got a feeling the drive shaft, rear pinion yoke, rear U-joint debacle is going to be a whole video in itself, and this one's pushing 30 minutes, so no need to make this video an hour long for no reason. But let me show you. So brake switch. So I got my coolant crossover all routed, zip tied. I got my battery all cleaned up. I got those wires all cleaned up. I got the electric fan hooked up, which I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this fan on here, because it barely blows anything. Are you expecting a mom joke? Because I had one, but probably not YouTube friendly. It's pretty simple. You just, one is ground and one is power. And if you mount the electric fan on this side of the engine, you want it pulling the air. If you mount it on this side of the engine, you want it pushing the air. You change that by pulling the motor. I can't see if I. Oh, let's get back under there. By pulling this motor out, and oh man, it's been so long since I've done it. You know, best to just Google it because I haven't done that in so long. I always do puller fans, but I'm pretty sure you pull that motor out. You do something. You flip the blade. Sorry, that's what you do. You pull that motor out, or you pull the blade off and flip it. But just Google that, just make sure, because I haven't done a pusher fan, or I haven't done anything but a puller fan in over 10 years now. But yeah, we got that line all routed. I got my radiator strapped up. I showed you guys the lower coolant hose. I got my power wire. I run a fusible link. I run it, so I was able to find another wire out here that was this one right here. So that green wire right there is key on power. So I routed the fan to that, which normally I would take the power wire for the fuel pump, the ignition power wire, and the fan power wire. And on my personal vehicles, I mean, I just wrap them all up together and stick them to one key on power, and we're good. Been good for 2 years. We're still not burnt down. We just look burnt down, but we're not burnt down. The radiator hose, I'm gonna probably mount it like that or something, or just zip tie it to this zip tie it right there. But the engine bay, that's pretty much done. At some point I'll take this red wire and I'll run loom so that it matches, so that's just not sticking out like a sore thumb. But for now, it is 100% done in the engine bay. You got the black air filter on. Computer's mounted. It's not going anywhere far, we'll say that. It might go somewhere, but at least it'll stay in this vicinity, hopefully. Brake switch. Okay, onto the brake switch. I have a video on this, but real swap experience, not experience, but show you actually putting it in the car, doing it. So you take your instructions, you read them carefully. So 4-prong brake switch. Of course, I just plugged this back in. 4-prong brake switch. So this orange and this front red one, these were part of the factory brake switch, which you 100% should just plug this in. But the reason I cut it was because this prong needs 12 volts. This prong, this orange wire, got 12 volts. So I just wired it in with that one and ran it to that one. So I went boom to there. And this front prong is just the wire that's part of the brake switch itself too. That red one right there. So what you do is you go bam, plug it in. Takes care of those 2 front prongs. And then wherever you want to get key on power from, you hook it to the 3rd prong. And I just decided to splice it with the 2nd prong because it got power. That way I didn't have to run a long wire to the fuse block or anything. And then the purple wire from the swap harness just goes on the last prong. And all you want is that prong. You want that prong that the purple wire is connected to. You want it to have power while the brake is not pressed. So that should get 12 volts. That should be 12 volts lit up right now, which that's why I came out here Well, that's why I started out here, because I meant to hook the battery up. Okay. Wonder if my dome light still works. Oh, no way. No way. Wish my dome light worked in my head. Okay, so you want that purple wire, you want this to light up when nothing is pressing the brake. Yep. And then let's see if I can do this with two hands. Is there a way to I don't know if I can do it with two hands. So when you press the brake, you want this to not light up anymore, because it's unlocking the torque converter. Power on means the torque converter will lock up. That means the torque converter is getting power, and then when the computer tells it, hey, we're at 5,000 RPMs, bruh, you need to lock up so we don't explode, that's what it does. And then when you press the brake, it says, okay, no more, unlock. So that's all it is. Press the brake, no power. No pressy of the brake, power. So let me try to hold you guys. Let's see. I gotta test it for y'all so that. Can you see right there? Can you see right there? Yeah, you can. Okay. So pressing the brake. So no press, press. No press, press. No press. Locked, unlocked. Locked, unlocked. And that is your brake switch. That is, I would say, the most important part of you hooking up the swap harness, aside from the obvious of the power, the harness needing power and stuff. But if you hook up that incorrectly or not at all, you will have nothing but issues. But I'm coming here after the video and just kind of move all this zip tie all this stuff out of the way. But that is your brake switch, and that completes, well, no, sorry, no. I gotta show you what I did and why we're not doing the drive shaft right now. So I ordered this Friday, and I ordered a conversion U-joint. The conversion U-joint didn't come, they both came from Amazon, but Amazon only dropped this off. This is the pinion yoke, and I swear, when I ordered it, those grooves were out here, like I needed them to be. This pinion yoke is no different than the one that's on it, because the grooves are in here, and I need the grooves to be out here. So I have to, come on, golly, I have to hope that conversion U-joint will be good, because, well, not be good, but will work, because if it doesn't, I gotta reorder this, which I'm probably gonna do anyways, and that'll take another 2 days or so to get here, or I have to order it from Summit, and that won't ship until tomorrow, and that won't get here till Wednesday. And I was hoping to have this running and driving right at a week of doing the swap. So this is actually day 7 of doing the swap, since I started from roller to running, driving, blah blah blah. But parts are slowing me down. So I'll wait on that. But oh, an exhaust pipe. I ordered an exhaust pipe from Amazon, and it was supposed to be here today, and it's not. So that's probably gonna slow me down too, because I gotta have some exhaust pipe on there to drive it, even if it's just like a random 12-inch pipe that curves that way or that way. Just need something. But that is it. Sorry for stringing this out in so many parts. I don't do it on, well, I did do it on purpose this time, but for the most part, I try to get as much. Is that plugged in? It's not plugged in. I try to get as much done in one video, but I already know the drive shaft. I'm hoping the drive shaft setup is not going to be an absolute debacle like it was on the last Camaro I did. We'll find out. But I appreciate you watching. Next video, we should have exhaust, drive shaft, and then we will test drive. And fingers crossed on that 4060. Well, now the drive shaft and the 4060. So, but appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube stuff. In the meantime, go build something. I'll probably see you guys, well, for me, tomorrow, but probably 5, 6, 7 days. Oh, I'll be at Pate Swap Meet in Fort Worth, Texas, Thursday, April something. It's this Thursday. It's this coming Thursday. So if you're watching this today, tomorrow, and it's not Thursday yet, it's that Thursday. But it's April. It's the last week of April. What is today? I don't know. But I'll see you all next time.